Roger and one for the rest of the team that didn't care about the smoking. And it wasn't a big issue then, but Roger cared what went into his body. So it makes me think maybe this guy didn't do it after all. You know, the jury is out, Lynn.
Yeah, that certainly is. And of course, if you want to tell us what you think about that, you can email me at lynn@lynndoyle.net. Want to know what you think about the Rocket. All right, some of the other ones. You brought along a little memento here that I want you to explain for us. This is a Phil Niekro jersey, right?
This is an actual Phil Niekro jersey from 1974. And the reason I brought it was because Niekro was very unusual in that he threw a knuckleball. He's really the only one of certainly of the 10 living 300-game winners who didn't throw that hard at all, and he survived because he was able to mystify the batters. And he led his league in wild pitches 4 times. One year he led the league in wins and losses. And he pitched for a team that I call the Bad News Braves because he never got to the World Series. The Braves were a terrible team when he pitched. Had he been with a good team, the way the Braves were when they won their 14 championships in a row, he would have won 400 games.
I was going to say, if he had the teammates like Tom Glavine or Greg Maddux, that would have been a completely different ballgame for him, a different team in general. Is he the one that pitched a shutout when he got his 300th?
Yes, and in fact, he was with the Yankees, and it was on the last day of the season at Toronto. He pitched a shutout, and he threw only one knuckleball, and it was to the last batter of the game, Jeff Burroughs. He decided, you know, the Yankees weren't in the pennant race. It didn't really matter. The Blue Jays weren't in it. So he just pitched all fastballs, curveballs, sliders. The last batter he struck out with a knuckleball, and he wound up with a 6-0 shutout, the only complete game shutout of any 300th win.
Wow. Okay. I'm running out of time here and so much I want to talk about, but you can get the book, you know. That would be a way to find out what, if you really love baseball, and I do, particularly pitching, this is something that you definitely want to put on your to-do list. Tom Glavine, I just mentioned him. Tom Glavine is one of the 10 living. Tom Seaver.
Yes.
We don't have a lot of time to talk about them. And the one that I forgot about that you reminded me was Don Sutton.
That's right.
Does that poor guy get forgotten all the time? I'm sorry, Don.
Well, he spent so many years in the shadow of Sandy Koufax and Don Drysdale, who are not 300-game winners. Right. But Don Sutton became the ace of the Dodgers staff. In fact, the chapter on Don Sutton is called Sandy's Heir, because he picked up the mantle as the #1 pitcher on the Dodgers staff. And he was Mr. Consistent. He only had one 21 season in his whole career.
Okay. We also have not talked a lot about Randy Johnson, other than to say that he was the last person to enter the 300 Club and could quite conceivably be the last one. He won in 2009 and moved himself right onto that list.
And Randy had 5 Cy Young Awards, second only to Roger Clemens.
Right. All right, so looking at that, he's 2009, and boy, when they call him the big unit, there's a reason for that, okay? Would you want to see this guy coming at you? I say no. But he may very well be the last pitcher ever in this club. And looking at the players that we asked Wheels before, now I'm going to ask you, who might potentially have the opportunity to win 300, and what would they have to do to accomplish that?
Well, first I want to point out a book called the Bill James Baseball Handbook. Comes out annually. Bill James, everybody knows, is a great statistician, historian, author, and he has a chapter, a little section on odds of great achievements, including winning 300 games. Nobody has more than a 20% chance, according to Bill. Now, this includes CC Sabathia, who's the ace of the Yankees, a big guy, great team behind him, but how long is he going to last with that body? I don't know. Roy Halladay just wound up with the Phillies this year. That should help him enormously, because Toronto, where he was before, wasn't that good of a team. Now he's got great support, batting and pitching and fielding. And, you know, he could win 20, 22 games.
How long would he have to play? How much longer?
Well, you have to do the math. I mean, it's got to be at least 10 more years or more, because to win 300, 15 times 20, one way or the other. Greg Maddux had all those seasons where he won at least 15 games.
Right.
He holds the record. I think it's 16 times he won 15 games in a season.
And you said last year nobody won 20. So I
mean, not
mean,
the National League, no.
If the competition's that tough, then it might be getting harder and harder to even win 20 games.
It is harder and harder.
You have to do it over 10 seasons.
But you have to remember the Phillies bullpen is a little bit shaky, even when Brad Lidge gets healthy again. And with a horse like Roy Halladay, who's making $20 million a year, more than any other pitcher in baseball, you're going to let him go 9 if you can.
Yeah, well, there was someone in your book, and escaping me who it is now, retired, even though he had a chance to
Mike Mussina.
Mike Mussina, thank you. He retired because he said, hey, I've made a ton of money. I have a lot of wins. I'm not going to put myself through this over the next 6 years.
Right. He wound up with 270, and he wanted to go home and spend time with his family, his wife and kids. But the point was, if you want to get in the Hall of Fame, I mean, he's now a borderline Hall of Famer. Maybe he will.
Like Tommy John.
Yeah, but Tommy John's even closer. In fact, Tommy John has more wins than Robin Roberts is in the Hall of Fame, or Fergie Jenkins is in the Hall of Fame. So I don't know how these things work. I mean, is 280 going to be the new standard, or 270 going to be the new standard? It might be.
Okay, so when it comes to the Phillies, right now it's Halliday, who's probably the only one that stands a shot.
Not Jamie Moyer.
Not Jamie Moyer, just because of the age.
Yeah.
And then we have the Yankees with Andy Pettitte. He's probably an outside shot.
I think, again, age and elbow work against Andy. He's got great support. He's got the most wins in postseason of any pitcher in baseball history. But postseason wins don't count toward 300. And he's quite a way away. He started this year at 229. Too far away at age 38.
Okay, so maybe there's somebody in minor leagues right now that we don't even know about who at some point will be in your next book on the 300 winners.
It's possible.
Who knows? Well, Dan, it was great to talk with you. I have to tell you, I thoroughly enjoyed the book. I wish you the best of luck with it.
Thank you.
Continued success. I know you've been around the game for a long time and you love it. If you love baseball, you have to get this book, The 300 Club. If you want to tell us what you think, email me at lynn@lyndoyle.net. Any comments that you have, questions, comments for Dan, I'll be sure to forward those along. Until the next time, my thanks to my crew and to you for watching. We'll see you.